Okay, so anyway, welcome again. This is Cynthia Ray, registered dietitian and fitness specialist. For some reason, my video isn't working, but it looks like my audio is. So welcome to today's workshop. I'm doing, this is day 2 of our wellness workshop series. I'm doing 3 wellness workshops this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And yesterday we talked about mindset, and actually a little bit beyond mindset and understanding that it's not just mindset, it's actually our core beliefs about ourselves that allow us to make decisions and I guess kind of create our response to how we respond to life in the world and things like that. My friend and spiritual psychologist, Sophia Joseph, was able to work with us and show us exactly how this works. So I'm just going to do a quick little review of what she talked about yesterday. And then I'm going to dive into basic nutrition, which is something that gets bypassed a lot of times. And we just, watch all the diet programs, try to figure out like how to eat. And it gets so confusing. But I just want to go back to the basics and talk to you about basic general nutrition from my point of view. So anyhow, welcome again. So like I said, my name is Cynthia Ray. I'm a registered dietitian and fitness specialist. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3, been homeschooling for almost 17 years now and graduating my first senior this school year, which is amazing. And I have a passion for helping women, especially to go from food and diet confusion and into clarity and peace with understanding nutrition, which is so freeing. I know for myself, I struggled with my own eating issues growing up, and just through my own recovery have gained so much freedom and clarity when it comes to nutrition and exercise. So that's my passion, to help you with that. So let's go ahead and dive in to review what we talked about last week. Or yesterday, what we talked about yesterday with Sophia. So one of the things that she was telling us was, go ahead here, was she was explaining that our mindset, as I know a lot of times we might hear this, your mindset is what creates your destiny or your actions or what's going to happen to you or what you attract. But what she was saying is that it's actually all of those things stem from you as an individual person. So knowing who you are in truth will get you further along to reaching the goals that you want. So, for example, this quote I read yesterday, a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson says, "Watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become your actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. And watch your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny." So that makes sense, right? One thing kind of leads to another. But what we learned yesterday was that it's not actually your thoughts that become your destiny ultimately. It's actually your beliefs, your core beliefs that are ingrained in you about who you are and what you've learned about you is actually what creates your destiny. So I'm going to share the quote that she shared as an alternative to this one yesterday. So she says, "You are what your deep driving desire is. Your desire is, so is your will. As your will is, so is your deed. As your deed is, so is your destiny." So as you can see, the difference between this and what Ralph Waldo Emerson said is that this is more about your internal workings, like the fiber of your being, what you're composed of, creates your destiny. And what I've learned also is that many times what we believe about ourselves could be learned from, maybe people who were influential in our lives as we were growing up, maybe parents or caregivers or teachers or principals or, maybe police officers or people in public service that we looked up to are where we derived our beliefs from. And those beliefs ultimately drive our outcome and our destiny. But I also learned from Sophia that it's not just that what we've learned from others outside of us, but it's also just kind of what's already in us and how we respond to different situations. For example, there may be let's say your friend goes on the keto diet and loses a ton of weight, is telling everybody about it. She's kept it off for years, or at least a year, and you're excited to do it because you want to know every little bit of what she did so that you can do that exact same thing. However, you are totally different people. And many times, maybe you have done this before, you know, have a friend who's done this and, you know, does all exact same things that she did, you know, followed the diet, followed the meal plan to a T, and did all the exercise and basically mirrored everything that she did. But for you, nothing is changing. Your weight isn't budging, nothing's changing, or maybe you lost it and then gained it back or hit a plateau in your weight loss. And you're wondering what happened? Why aren't I getting the results that I was planning on getting? And what Sophia mentioned yesterday, that's more about you as a person, and the results are an incident. There's no judgment. It's just an is. So we kind of get ourselves stuck when we start putting judgment on the outcome, where we judge it as good or bad instead of just looking at it as an outcome with no judgment. So anyhow, just want to share that with you about some of the things she was sharing yesterday. And if you didn't get to watch it, you can watch the video, the replay of the video. I have it on my joincynthia.com group and also on my Facebook page, facebook.com/wellwithinnutrition. Or if you get my emails, you get it in my email newsletter. So if you need a copy of it, let me know. Just drop your email address in the chat box here on the Zoom. You can just send it to me directly, privately, and I can get that to you. If you're watching this recording, you can just send me a private message or email me. My email is Cynthia, Cynthia, you know what? Cynthia, Cynthia.a.ray, R-A-Y, at sbcglobal.net. And let me know if you'd like that. I can even put a link to that in the comment section as well if you're watching the recording. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into nutrition. Let's get past these slides from yesterday. And here we go. So let's talk about some nutrition basics. Like I said, a lot of times this is kind of glossed over. We've kind of have forgotten what basic nutrition actually is, what it means, you know, does it even matter anymore? And I've told my clients over the years that we've forgotten about it because I believe media tries to make it more exciting or interesting than it actually is. And basic nutrition really is basic. There's really nothing exciting or fancy about it. It's just about eating whole food, whole colorful food, a variety of colors of food, with mostly plant foods and some animal protein for the healthiest diet. I was reading, let's see, this past week with my kids, we were doing our Bible study together, and we were reading, you know, Genesis 1 in the beginning, and just noticed that God created us to eat majority of plant foods. And even before, you know, Adam and Eve sinned, no animals killed each other for meat. So I'm wondering if initially we were created to eat mostly plant foods. And I can see as a dietitian that we do need some heme iron, some animal protein, and eating mostly animal protein. Mostly plants with some animal protein. So that kind of, you know, makes me think about that. And just think about, you know, if you are eating mostly vegetables, are people who eat mostly vegetables prone to get sick or some chronic health condition? Usually not, right? It's if you know somebody who eats a lot of animals, like in a keto or, you know, whatever high animal protein diet there is out there. A lot of my clients that come to me who have done those types of diets complain of elevated cholesterol in their blood. And if you think of somebody who's eating a lot of plants and a little bit of animal protein, they're most likely going to have really good health and a well-balanced diet. So I just want to share that basic overview with you first. So let's talk about balancing a meal. What actually is considered a balanced meal? So a balanced meal would contain a carbohydrate, which would be something like a grain or fruit or bread, something like that, and also a fat. It would also contain protein, and it also contain a vegetable. So as you can tell, looking at this, carbohydrates are a plant, vegetables are a plant, and you can also get healthy fats from plant sources as well, like coconut or olive oil or avocados or olives as well. So if you're getting more plants in your diet, the better off you're going to be overall, and prevent disease and just have a great immune system, great skin, great energy, all the cool things that come with it. Okay, and then what makes a snack a snack? So what I usually tell my clients is that a snack is usually a combination of 1 to 3 of the components of a meal. So it could be a protein and a carbohydrate, or it could be a fat and a carbohydrate, or a fat and a fruit, or a fat and a vegetable, depending on what you want. So it could be, for example, a fat could be a quarter of avocado with some celery, or some carrots with some hummus for protein. What else could you do? You can do some chips with bruschetta. You could do, if you liked cottage cheese with fruit, if you like a sliced apple with peanut butter, any kind of nut butter, you're getting 1 or 2 of a combination of the things that are in the components of a meal. So that's technically what a snack is considered. Okay, let's talk about the macronutrients. And it's funny when I talk about this and use this word, because I know the word macros is super popular right now. And something I've have learned about over years and years of being in practice and just being in school as well. Macronutrients is just basically a term that means large nutrients. And the macronutrients are carbohydrate, fat, and protein. Okay, so let's break these down a little bit. So the macronutrients, carbohydrates, start with that first. So carbohydrates are the main source of energy in your diet. So about 45 to 65% of your diet should come from carbohydrates. And there's all kinds of carbohydrates. Essentially, every type of food is a carbohydrate, unless it's a fat or a protein. So that actually includes a lot of things if you think about it. So carbohydrates can consist of bread, pasta, cereal, rice, grains, fruit. What else am I missing? Sugar, simple forms of sugar. Those are probably the main things. So I didn't put fruit in here, but fruit is also considered a carbohydrate. So those are our main sources of energy. Even some vegetables are considered, vegetables are considered a carbohydrate as well. So there's plenty of foods that you can get as carbohydrates, and it's easy to get them in. Again, wanting to get in more plant sources of carbohydrates, mostly vegetables with some fruit, and also rice, brown, white, or rice. White rice is okay. I like brown rice because of the texture and the flavor it has. And so with carbohydrates, what happens is when we eat them, they can be used as immediate energy, where they're actually digested and absorbed in your mouth, into your bloodstream for immediate energy. Or they can be stored as energy as glycogen in your liver, or as glucose in your blood sugar, or glycogen in your liver and your muscles, or it can be used as glucose in your blood for blood sugar, for immediate energy. So when it's stored as glycogen in your liver, it's stored there as a backup. So if you are stuck and haven't eaten in a while and you're really hungry, you might notice sometimes you get like a little second wind with your hunger, and your body will actually go to your liver for stored energy to kind of give you a little backup if you haven't eaten in a while but need extra energy to keep your blood sugar stable. And also when glycogen is stored in your muscles, that's used for exercise. So if you're exercising hard or exercising at all and you haven't eaten, or even if you have, your body will go right to, after it uses the carbohydrate in your blood, once that runs out, it'll go into your muscles for the additional fuel. So it's pretty cool what your body can do to keep itself regulated and blood sugar at healthy levels. All right, so protein. Protein should be composed about 30% of your diet. And actually, no, I think I have this backwards. It feels backwards for some reason with protein and fat, I believe. Actually, this could be about right. Anyhow, just kind of second guessing myself. Anyhow, so protein, about 30% of your diet. Protein is per gram, it contains 4 calories, just like carbohydrates does. So protein contains 4 calories per 1 gram, and needs to be about 30% of your total diet. Protein is used as the building block material for the solid structure of your body. So it's for muscles, for hair, skin, nails, organs, cells, blood tissue, basically all the solid components of your body need protein to I guess for the integrity and structure of your body. So protein foods can be found in meats, beans, quinoa, legumes, and lentils. You could have great sources of protein in vegetable or plant sources. However, some of them do contain high levels of iron, which is fantastic, but they contain a type of iron that is called non-heme iron. And that non-heme iron doesn't translate directly into your body, since we as humans are actually red meat, which sounds weird, but that red meat, the red in our muscles, is heme iron, which is the type of iron that we need to sustain our energy and to feel good. But plants contain non-heme iron. They don't have the red iron that our bodies need. So we can get good iron from them, but we're just missing that key iron that only meats from animals can provide. So if you are doing a vegan or vegetarian diet, it's important to get vitamin B12 supplementation and maybe even some heme iron supplementation in there. Or if you're open to it, the best way to get heme iron is through meats itself, just to have some once in a while so that you stay stable with your iron levels. The other difference between animal and plant protein is that animals contain complete amino acids or complete protein, complete amino acid profile, and plants contain incomplete levels of amino acids. So amino acids are the building blocks to protein, and animal foods or animal protein contain the complete package of amino acids in them. For the amino acids have so many functions in our bodies, from hormones to just the structure in our bodies. They do so many things, even at the cellular level, for immune system. So if you want a complete source of protein, I would go for some animal protein here and there, balanced with plant protein that you can get from beans, quinoa, legumes, or lentils. And I'm sure there's a few more, but just wanted to share those with you. The other one is fats. So fats are composed of 20% of our diet. So 24% of our diet from fats, and if fats are higher calorie per gram at 9 calories per gram. So different types of fats are mono, unsaturated, polyunsaturated, saturated, and trans fat. So the purpose of fats are to warm our body, to cushion our organs. They are great for nerve conduction and hormone production. All those things are necessary. Fats are necessary to produce all of these great balances in our body, and without them we would not survive. So we need about 20% of them composed of our diet from fat. The ones you want to go for are the mono or polyunsaturated fats. Saturated fats, I don't know, research is changing with this all the time, but as far as now goes, saturated fats should be limited, and saturated fats are the ones that are solid at room temperature. So if you think of a solid fat at room temperature, you would have coconut, you would have the white marbling in meat, that white fat that you find in meats, and also things like butter, that's solid at room temperature as well. So those are the ones that are saturated that you want to limit the amount of in your diet. And then the other one, poly and monounsaturated fats, are the liquid fats, like olive oil or different kinds of oils, and plant oils as well, like olives and avocado. The other one, trans fat. Trans fats are actually chemically created. They're not actually found in nature. They're made in a lab by changing the chemical composition of saturated fat into making it trans fat. And trans fat, actually what it does is it's usually found in packaged goods like crackers and cookies and donuts and things that are packaged. And those actually help to stabilize the food itself, and it kind of acts as a preservative for the food. So those types of fats are actually saturated fats, but a little bit worse. So you want to limit the amount of prepackaged, and processed food that you eat to avoid these kinds of things, these kinds of fats, especially the chemicals that are found in there that are not found in nature. So ultimately, with all of this, the more food that you eat that is found in nature, the better off you're going to be health-wise. So if you can eat plant foods, that are unprocessed or minimally or unprocessed, fruits, vegetables, grains, beans, the healthier you're going to be with some animal protein. Okay, let's move on to the micronutrients. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, to put them in the comment section, whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or an email. Feel free to reply to this or reply to me in the email as well with any questions that you might have, or comments, it's fine too. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to micronutrients. So micronutrients are opposite of macronutrients. The micronutrients are small, micro-sized nutrients, and those nutrients are vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals are used by the body to perform many different functions, from building strong bones to transmitting nerve impulses. And some minerals are even used to make hormones or maintain normal heartbeat. So minerals are super vital to us. Some minerals could be phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, calcium, sodium, selenium, copper, iron, zinc. There's so many that are available in foods. And the color, what I found is that the color in foods are actually symbolic of the nutrient density. So for example, for vitamins, vitamin C usually appears as an orange, yellow, or even green in plants. So the more colorful foods you're eating, the more nutrients you're going to be getting, especially with vitamin C. So for example, fruit contains lots of phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. And then veggies and grains have a variety of all of these things, and starchy veggies. Meats contain iron and calcium, and nuts are known for being high in magnesium, zinc, plant iron, calcium, copper, selenium, phosphorus, and potassium. And yeah, these are just, all of these things are so amazing for your body. Magnesium is great for relaxing muscles, for relaxing yourself, mentally and physically. Calcium, of course, is great for bone structure, for body structure, along with protein, bones, hair, skin, nails. Calcium are amazing for. Potassium, again, is great for muscle contraction. And just if you get for like muscle cramping, of course, potassium is great for that. Iron is just great for good energy, for great structure in your cells, and blood health. What else? Phosphorus, I have to look that one up. Haven't remember about that one, but phosphorus and magnesium are all fantastic minerals as well for your body. So let's go ahead and move on. So water is super important as well. Our bodies contain majority water, and we need to make sure to drink plenty of it. Somebody can actually die sooner from dehydration than from malnutrition. So make sure that you're getting plenty of water in per day. You can get water from obviously from fresh water, from tea, from broths and soups, jello, non-sugary sports drinks, sparkling water, some forms of alcohol, but of course, limit that. So drinking water, why is it so important to drink water? So here are my top 10. It helps you lose weight. It gives you great healthy skin, fights infection, gets rid of body toxins, gives you a healthy heart, prevents joint pain and arthritis, boosts energy, prevents constipation, reduces risk of cancer, and improves productivity. So I don't know if you've ever, when you felt dehydrated, if you've ever felt like your energy is low, or sometimes you might think that you're just hungry, but you're actually thirsty. And just even knowing that by the time you are thirsty, your body's telling you're thirsty, you are already dehydrated. So it's important to stay on top of your thirst and keep a water bottle nearby. You might even find something, like a special water bottle for yourself that encourages you to drink more water, something that's cute and fun that you want to bring along with you wherever you go. Just taking sips of water throughout the day, not necessarily chugging it. And you may even notice too that when you get dehydrated and you're feeling like a headache or joint pain, or tired, that even though you may drink a cup of water to replenish, it's really not enough. You're going to have to drink a cup of water and consistently drink more water to replenish your body's lost stores of fluid. So yeah, so make sure that you're drinking water throughout the day, especially when you don't feel thirsty. I know sometimes in the cooler weather, it's harder to remember, but you can even do like a hydration calculator. There's different apps you can get online that can help you, or on your phone, that can help you to remember to drink water, reminders and things like that. But when you are drinking water with exercise, you want to drink about a quarter cup for every 15 minutes of exercise. So that's 1/4 cup for about every 15 minutes of exercise to maintain hydration stores. Okay, so for men, it's about 3.7 liters per day, and this is all approximations. It all varies depending on your height and your weight as well, and your activity level. And then for women, about 2.7 liters per day. And about 20% of our daily fluid comes from food and the rest from drinks. So you can get food from, you can get water from watery fruits like watermelon, cantaloupe, celery, some lettuces. So lots of fruits and vegetables contain lots of water as well. So it's something that we don't consider normally, but also protein and fat don't really contain much water at all, if any. So if you're going to get water from food, it's going to have to come from fruits and vegetables, which get water from the ground. It's really cool. Okay, so natural fighters, some of the health benefits of these foods. So this one I just wanted to share with you just to give you an overview and see how fruits and vegetables are so amazing at fighting off disease and preventing disease. So for example, let's see here, cantaloupe. Cantaloupe contains a diverse profile of nutrients like beta carotene, which could lower the risk of developing asthma. Lemons, I love lemons for everything, are an excellent source of vitamin C, which is vital to the function of a strong and healthy immune system. So eating just colorful foods overall will help to boost your immune system. So if and when you do get sick, you'll get better that much faster. And also limiting the amount of sugar you eat, because bacteria loves sugar. So if you have a cold or even a flu, really taking out sugar is super important to help your body immune system to fight off more readily any kind of cold or flu that you might have. So eating lots of colorful foods is going to create a store of nutrients in your body to help your immune system strengthen itself. Let's see what else here. Kale contains an unusual mix of carotenoids and flavonoids, which have been shown to reduce the risk of cancer. Super cool. Carrots contain an abundance of vitamin A, which is known for improving your vision and preventing eye disease. So these all have really amazing properties. I love beets too. They contain a specific type of fiber, which can provide health benefits such as reducing the risk of colon cancer. So really cool stuff. So get those colorful foods in. And I'm just going to briefly go over this one since I'm running out of time. So alkaline food chart. So what you want to do is you want to consume a diet that is more on the alkaline side, this left side here, to prevent disease and bacteria forming, things like that in your body. And also just for great energy and great digestion, great digestive health, all of those great things. So the foods that are to the left here are a pH between 7.0, 8.0, 9.0, and 10.0. And the ones to the right are lower pH, 6.0, 5.0, 4.0, and 3. So the foods that are more processed and meats and sugars are going to be on the lower pH, which says consume sparingly or never. If you'd like a copy of this chart, also let me know. I can send you that as well. Or if you just Google alkaline food chart, you'll find this as well. So these are the ones you want to stay away from. 1 part acidity in the body. So pH 4.0 is more of meats and fruit, sugary drinks, peanuts, chocolate, buttermilk, tomato sauce. pH 5.0, mostly bottled water, honey, cooked beans, bread, liver, potatoes, whole grains, white bread. So even breads are on the lower acidity level. Things that are a little bit more alkaline are fresh fish, lentils, spelt, soy flour, Brazil nuts, some wheat, stevia and agave, cantaloupe, so more of the plant foods. So as you go to the left on the chart from acid to alkaline, it's going to be more plant foods and less animal protein. Okay, so you want to stay more alkaline to help your body prevent disease and or fight it. Okay, so the best diet that I've come up with, actually narrowed down, is the Mediterranean or anti-inflammatory style of eating. When I've worked with clients over the past, 20 years now, whether they have diabetes, high cholesterol, what else, overweight, obese, really any, even cancers, any medical condition that is affecting you, if they have joint issues, autoimmune conditions, all of them, even just everyday health, benefit from this diet. So I could use this pretty much for everybody with modifications here and there. But this anti-inflammatory Mediterranean diet is, as you can tell here on the bottom, is mostly plant-based. And at the foundation, daily physical activity and eating with family is huge. Making connections with people. It's not just about how you eat, but it's about your quality of life and the connections you make with other people, and just feeling a part of something, feeling connected emotionally and physically with other people, having hope for the day, getting excited for what's to come, having hobbies that get you excited for the day, just living out the life that you need and deserve, and including physical activity. So on the bottom here, bottom half of this style of eating is plant foods, right? On the top half is animal foods, which falls in line with the alkaline acidity chart I was showing you before. So the higher alkaline foods are on the bottom, which is what you want to eat mostly of, and the higher acid foods are on the top. So as far as meat goes, fish and seafood. Seafood are lower alkaline foods, but they're protein sources. And a little bit higher up, we have a little bit more acid protein sources, which is cheese, eggs, poultry, things like that, and yogurt. And then higher up, which is something you want to consume less, is animal protein in the form of red meat, sweets, sugars, things like that, to eat at a special occasion or small amounts. So what I like to tell my clients is, if you're going to eat something sweet and you want a special treat, save it for only the best. Only get the one that you really, really desire. Don't just grab something because it looks good. But if you're going to enjoy something sweet or sugary or some kind of a meat, red meat thing, get the one that is special to you. If you have to go out of your way to get it, it's worth it. So save those things at the top here for special occasions. And everything else down here, if you are gluten intolerant, that's okay. You can still enjoy rice and other grains and seeds and nuts as the basis of your diet as well. So rice-based products are usually good if you're gluten intolerant, and avoiding soy actually as well. Soy can wreak havoc on your hormones and especially your thyroid. So if you're eating soy products, I would limit or eliminate those and go for nut alternatives like almond or coconut, or even oat products like milk, things like that are good alternatives to soy. So that is that. I also, in the chat box here, I don't know if you see it, but I have given you the link to my free 7-day guide for the Mediterranean diet and free meal plan. So it's a 7-day meal plan in there that you can have. So if you click on this link, you can have that. You can copy and paste it into your browser, and you can get that. If you're watching this on Facebook, I'll put it in the comment section for you to open up, and it's just free for you to enjoy. It's a little guide I put together with basically a summary of what we talked about in our class today. So if you have any more questions for me about nutrition, I'm here. I am in private practice. I can meet with you via Zoom or in your home if you live in my area, or we can meet at a mutually decided upon location. I also offer a variety of online courses and workshops. So if you'd like to be up to date on some of the things that I offer, you can join my newsletter, my email newsletter from my website. It's wellwithinnutrition.com. And if you go on my website, wellwithinnutrition.com, you can join my newsletter there and get updated on my upcoming events. Or you can join my private Facebook group, joincynthia.com. So it's joincynthia.com, and you can get all the updates there. I also have a I'm excited to announce this actually. If you haven't heard about it yet, my first annual Women's Wellness Retreat coming up this fall. It's a 2-day retreat that I'll be having up here in Hayden, Idaho at the Hayden Lake Country Club. Beautiful location, beautifully scenic. And my friend Sophia, who has a master's degree in spiritual psychology, is going to be speaking with me as well and helping women move from diet confusion into clarity and peace when it comes to food. So if you'd like more information about that, I will also post that below. And right now there's a 25% off discount for registration. That's good up till September 19th. And the discount code for that is what was it? Fall 2021. So discount code for 25% off for the retreat is fall 2021. That's good up until September 19th. And I will put the link to register for that below, or go to my website, wellwithinnutrition.com, and you will find just scroll down on there and you'll find the link for registration. Again, the discount code for 25% off is fall 2021. You can enter it there and get 25% off up until September 19th. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I'll be discussing at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be discussing meal planning, specifically teach you how to meal plan with all the things that we talked about today as far as healthy eating goes. So, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about hunger and fullness scale tomorrow, intuitive eating, and mindful eating, and do a little exercise with you. So anyway, talk to you soon. Have a fantastic afternoon.